Hello watch lovers around the world. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode at Hand.wound.horology. Today we'll be unboxing my latest, the Iwc Ingenieur 40 in blue dial. Ever since I parted with the Portuguese chronograph, I felt there was an empty spot in my heart. I'm glad to finally have another Iwc back in my collection. So without further ado, let's unbox this bad boy. This cardboard box here is known as the coffin box. This is how the manufacturer delivers the watch to the boutique. And this little box here is for the micro adjustment clasp. As you can see, Iwc charges $700 for this additional clasp. But lucky for me, they agreed to chuck it in as a freebie. Now onto the main event. Let's open up the box. As you can see, the watch box is pretty minimalistic, as Iwc is committed to being environmentally friendly, which is a good thing I guess, but they are definitely not friendly on my wallet. This small compartment here houses all the paperwork. Nothing special to see. Let's have a drum roll. And here she is in all her glory, the Iwc Ingenieur 40 in blue dial. The cool thing about this watch box is it actually doubles as a travel pouch. It also has a secret compartment where you can store extra links. Really convenient. Let's take a closer look at the watch. She is definitely a beauty. The deep blue grid dial is absolutely mesmerizing. The brushed and polished finishing gives it a classy look. And the bracelet has a beautiful taper. At first, I was hesitant on the micro adjustment clasp. Seeing all the shots online, it looked like a band-aid afterthought fix. However, having experienced it in person, I actually think it's great. This is a perfect example that you shouldn't judge something until you've tried it yourself in person. It makes the watch more balanced. With the butterfly clasp, the watch felt top heavy on the wrist. It doesn't break up the smooth lines of the watch as much as I thought it did in the pictures. It still has a sleek silhouette. The only downside I would say is I've seen some footage online when the clasp scratches the bracelet. My solution is to only use the adjustment when it's off the wrist. You can actually push the bracelet up so it doesn't scratch. Now onto the most controversial part of the watch, the movement. Full disclosure, I know very little about the movement side of watches, so I'll try my best to stick to the facts. So the watch is powered by a caliber 32111, which we all know can be found in other Richemont watches, which are a fraction of the price. One of the main criticisms of the movement is the minute hand jumps when you set the time. I did ask a friend about this, who is a watch specialist. She advised me that it doesn't necessarily mean the movement is bad. It most likely means that they decided to focus on another aspect. In this case, the whopping 120 hours of power reserve. And she also told me that the jumping minute hand is mostly seen in dress watches. I have been advised of a workaround for this jumping minute hand issue. If you turn the crown anti-clockwise when setting the time, the minute hand won't jump. For example, if I wanted to set the time to 10 o'clock, then I will go slightly over and then I'll go backwards. I know when spending this kind of dough on a watch, you shouldn't have to find workarounds, but it is what it is. Now let's take a closer look at the finer details of this amazing piece, with some macro shots. Now onto some wrist shots. For reference, my wrist size is 16.5 centimeters. I think the watch wears exceptionally well, especially for an integrated bracelet watch. IWC has managed to minimize the flare out of the first link, resulting in a superb fit. Closing thoughts on the Ingenieur. I really love the mesmerizing grid dial. This is my first time owning a color matching date window, and I think I actually prefer it. It makes the date window blend into the dial. For the date, single digits have a 0 in front, which makes the date window look more uniform. The bracelet is amazing. It can be adjusted without the need for any tools. You just press this button here and you can push out the spring bar. And the micro adjustment clasp is the cherry on top. Some downsides of this piece. It's quite pricey for a time and date only watch. It would have been nice if they made an in-house movement specifically for this watch. And the clasp can take some getting used to. By habit, I'm used to pressing the middle of the clasp to secure it on the wrist, but that will activate the micro adjustment system. And finally, and most importantly, the name Ingenieur. It's not easy to spell, so it's going to take some getting used to. But for me, I've been on the hunt for a sports watch to complement my Rolex GMT for quite some time, and I think this watch fills that spot nicely. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my unboxing of the IWC Ingenieur. As always, if you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. Until next time, happy watch collecting.